All right. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dylan with Small Craft US again. Just wanted to take the time again just to say thank you to everybody who has still been supporting me throughout the way so far. I know I've just released 2 videos. It's only the beginning, but it's exciting. I'm glad to see all the support so far, and looking forward to continuing it, trying to get the message out to as many people as possible. I'm working on a couple of things to try to increase, the number of viewers and whatnot, just so we can get the ball rolling and trying to make an effect with what we're doing here. I know I said on Friday or Thursday of last week, I believe, when I posted the second video, but I know I said Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for videos. I'm trying to do that. Just have a lot of things going on right now, and I will actually be going out of town next week. But I am going to be putting up as much content as possible for you guys. So hopefully you like the content. Hopefully, you're interested in the journey. Like I said in the beginning, we're trying to get this message out to everyone as much as possible. As you can tell, I have a shirt, a logo. I don't know if hopefully you checked out the Facebook page that I just created the other night. But yes, shout out to Emma Degerpont. Fresh new logo on the front, and just to show you, we got the one on the back as well. So yeah, that's another thing. Working on some merch as far as like glasses, hats, shirts, anything of that nature. Hoping to get a website here together soon so we can potentially start having some merchandise for you guys, so that we can wear it around, we can support this movement, and hopefully get the word out like that, and try to market the brand. So look forward to that as well. It's another big thing for me. Hopefully this audio isn't kind of wacky. I know I'm just recording on an iPhone. I don't have any fancy camera set up or mic yet, so hopefully it's not kind of weird or whatnot. So if I sound like an alien or my voice is weird, just let me know. I'm doing my best here with what I have, so we'll see. But today we are, as I mentioned yesterday, today we are doing our first tasting. This is actually a distillery in New Orleans. It is called 7-3 Distillery, and we're going to be reviewing their small batch Bywater Bourbon. It is 5 years old, 93 proof. It is, I believe, I don't know if they released another edition this year, but I know it's on here. It's the 2023 batch. So yes, it is a small batch, 93 proof. Not malt, sorry. The mash bill for here is going to be corn, wheat, and barley. So I know the wheat, not exactly sure where that is, where it's sourced from in the state, but I know that the corn is, the corn grain that they get is, right down the road in Port Allen from us. So that's neat. It's somewhere close to home, and that shows you that's the local business, the supporting local. So that's what we're here for. That's what we're grateful to see that. So not only is it helping the distillery, but it's helping that local farmer as well to continue, supplying many distributors. So that's one good thing here. But yeah, we're going to be doing the review. Just a little backstory on 7-3 Distilling. So basically, they opened up in around 2016 in New Orleans. They distill various products. They got gin, they got vodka. They have an Irish whiskey, which I was able to taste when I did a tour. Me and my wife did a tour there about a month ago for our anniversary, or during our anniversary trip for 5 years. But really, really neat place. People are super friendly. They take their time to, make sure you're able to check everything out. They tell you the full story, which I think is cool. I didn't even know. So 7-3 comes from, there's 73 neighborhoods in New Orleans. I've lived in Louisiana all my life. I never knew that. But majority of their products are named after the premier or the most well-known neighborhoods in the city. But Bywater, obviously, is not a neighborhood in New Orleans, but basically the name comes from in history. So when the distillers in Kentucky done the Prohibition and all that, so when the so when Sazerac originated, like the Sazerac Coffee House and whatnot, and they started creating bourbon out in New Orleans, a lot of companies would send down, boats and whatnot to get bourbon from here, and it would travel by water up the Mississippi and other rivers. But that's basically where the name state comes from. So I think that's pretty neat, and it kind of shows that we were pretty integral part for the creation of all this bourbon that we have now. But yeah, so one thing I like to do as far as a tasting, I've had this poured out in the glass for a little while, probably like 15-20 minutes. I like for it to open up, kind of give let it oxygenate, get all the flavors going, so you can get a good sense of what you're gonna get on the nose, the palate, and the finish. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and give it a try and see what it's about. As you can tell, I have been drinking it for a little while. To me, it's pretty good. So let's see what we got here. So onto the nose. So I noticed on the back right away it said you're gonna have some honey and some dried fruit, apricot, and the wheat, summer wheat, kind of gives you some currents of mint. So I definitely do get the honey and a little bit of dried fruit from the nose. A little bit of vanilla. It's really easy, really kind of inviting nose. It's pretty. I like it. It's a good nose. It is unique. I can get a sense of that summer wheat and that barley. The barley kind of stands out a little much, but to me, it's not a bad thing. I like the smell of barley. It's a little different. It's kind of one thing I enjoy. But yeah, you definitely get the honey and and a little bit of wheat and barley in there. So let's give it a try, see what it's about. Okay. Yeah, so from the nose right away, I'm getting that honey, I'm getting the barley and the wheat. Wheated bourbons have like a little bit of a different taste. It's kind of, to me, it's a little similar to barley, but not so much. But it kind of brings out like a little funk. But to me, that's I enjoy that. I like unique bourbons. I've kind of gotten burnt out over the traditional ones because it's the same thing over and over again, whereas distilleries like this, it's something different every time. You're not getting something the same. It is really good. There is a little pepper, a little black pepper on the finish. It kind of comes through a little bit. That was my first sip of the day, so I did get a little bit of a hug going down, but let's take a little burn going down. So I will say the mouthfeel is a little oily, but it kind of goes to the sides of my cheek, which is what I like. It allows my whole mouth to kind of get a feel. So overall, it's got a good mouthfeel. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a solid bourbon, and I enjoy it. As you can tell, I've put a hurting on it already. It's to me, it's really good. It's a really good sipper. This is something that you can definitely sip on daily, and it's also a good mixer. If you're interested in making old fashions or cocktails, it's definitely a good one to go, because I think that wheat and that barley with the honey, that'll bring out a good note in your cocktail. But yeah, also, so another thing about them, they do have, like I said, they do have the Bywater Bourbon. They also have a 4-grain that I was actually able to try. It is their 4-year product blended with a rye. I think it's a high rye bourbon from MGP in Indiana, or from Indiana. I believe that's MGP. But But yeah, it's a 4-grain mash bill, same proof. It was pretty good. It just had the rye, spice, and everything came through a little more. To me, that's also another good bourbon. You know, I only got one bottle at the time, but yeah, nothing's wrong with that one either. And they also had a cask strength version of their 4-grain. I was not able to try it, but I can assure you that, you know, if you're getting this or the 4-grain cask strength, I mean, it's gotta be a banger. Because this right away, I mean, at 93 proof, it's pretty doggone good. And another thing I like is I kind of feel like I'm also getting a little char, like a little bit, like some older bourbons from Kentucky will give you. I know down here in the South, our temperatures get a lot hotter than Kentucky, so that's one thing I've noticed too, is like, being that it's a younger bourbon, you're gonna get a little more different profile because of the heat. So it's like, you know, whereas in Kentucky this could potentially be a 10-year bourbon, whereas here it's 5-4 because of the heat. You know, it almost rapid ages it basically, but not in a bad way by any means. I think what they're doing here with this bourbon is really good, and I fully support what they're doing with the local businesses and their local grains. But I'm hoping they come out with a cask strength version of this, because this would be phenomenal. But yeah, I fully recommend this bottle. If you do not follow them on Facebook, check them out. When you're in New Orleans, go check them out. I mean, they're just north of the Superdome. And they do tours. They'll let you, I actually got to go in the back and try a barrel aged rum that they're potentially coming out with in the next couple of months, which was really good. And I believe we had talked about it. I think the proof was between 130 and 140, which is over hazmat. But when I drank that, it was nowhere near that proof. It was like 100 to 115, which was fantastic. So, but yeah, back to the beginning. Yeah, we reviewed our first one here. Hopefully, I'm not a professional by any means. I have a passion for bourbon. I really enjoy seeking out new stuff, getting to know people with these smaller distilleries, trying to get their message out there, and also seeing what they do, because everybody's story is different. All their grains are used from different farms locally. They're all different flavor profiles, which I find is the most interesting thing to me. Is just everything you try from anywhere is going to be different. There's nothing that's going to be the same, and it's always evolving. It's always changing. But yeah, definitely go check these guys out. If you're in New Orleans, go hit them up for a tour. You know, they'll bring you around, show you everything, maybe let you get to sample some stuff. They do have a tour where you get to sample all their products. But hopefully they have the other tour, which I did, so you get to sample something from the back, straight from the barrel, which is a really unique experience. I highly recommend that. That's an experience like nothing else. I mean, you're getting the full, displaying the full effect of what they produce, which to me is completely incredible, because you're not going to get a full flavor profile of something straight from the barrel. I mean, it's the purest form of what they're producing, and to me it's a really neat experience. But yeah, so back to close out here. Yeah, so Bywater Bourbon from 7-3 Distilling Company out of New Orleans. I highly recommend it. It's a really good, really easy drinking bourbon. If you're looking for a daily sipper, if you're looking for something on the lower proof end, it's really good. It does not, I mean, the first sip burned because it was my first sip of the day. That's traditional. Typically that's going to happen. But really good product. I cannot recommend them enough, especially with all their other products that they have out there. But yeah, hopefully you like the content. Go ahead and, if you're new here, click the subscribe button, hit a like, hit that notification bell to let you know when the next one's posted. And yeah, so hopefully I'll have another one coming out here on Friday for another review. We're gonna stay in Louisiana right now. I have a couple things in the works with a couple other states, so hopefully that all works out, because trying to go nationally here, hence the U.S. part in my name, in my logo. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to hit every small craft, as many of them as possible, and trying to let you guys know about their stories and their purpose and all their products that they have. So yeah, hopefully you liked the video. And if you're new here, click that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that notification bell. It'll do wonders for the channel and for what we're trying to do here. It not only will, it'll benefit us to get in front of more people, which that's what we're doing here, but it'll help us grow to where we need to be and allow some of these distilleries, to potentially reach out, and so that we can help them out as well long term. So yeah, if you liked it, hit that like button, leave any comments, any criticism, whatnot. This is my third video. I am new to this. It's a completely different experience. I haven't really talked in front of a camera before, but yeah, so if you like it, hit that like button, and I will see you on Friday. Have a good one, guys.